these things that can contribute to that feeling of weakness and not being able to cope, not being strong enough. But probably one of the major things that is also connected to our thinking is our emotional reactions, our emotional control, our emotional balance, whatever it is. And emotions, basically, our emotional state weakens us physically, mentally, spiritually. And people find that strange to think that may be the case, but you can understand it with something like sadness, how it can, even anger, it can eats away and it kind of makes you tired, worrying, overthinking, getting anxious about things, getting angry about things. But even excitement, too much excitement, too much joyfulness, too much holding on. I can't wait to do this, I'm looking forward to do that, and then, even that can be quite draining. And sometimes you notice that when you go on holiday, you're so much looking forward to getting on holiday and so emotionally excited about it. You go on holiday and you sit down, you relax, and you're so tired for a day. It's like, wow, where's that come from? Because that emotional, even though it was an excitement looking forward, is actually weakened, and it takes just a little bit of time. Now, people do confuse that emotional state with things like crying, laughing, dancing, shouting, when we're angry or whatever. But that's not the same thing. That's not an emotional outburst. That's an expression of your feeling, which is balancing your emotions. So when you laugh and you cry and you shout and do something, express yourself, that is an antidote to the emotional state. That's your body compensating for the emotional state that you're in. And so that's the relationship. Emotional state is something that when nothing's really happening, it's just locked inside of you. You're holding in something, the anger, or you're kind of holding in the excitement, or you're feeling the grief and the sadness, and it's kind of there, and it just doesn't seem to go away. And our emotional state is coming from our thinking. Either just thinking, or thinking on its own, itself, whatever's going on in your mind, or thinking in relation to something you can see happening in front of you. Thinking about something that's happening in your circumstances, in the people you know, family, in your job, and so on. And you're thinking about it, and you're not saying anything, but something's going on. Because as soon as you're thinking, what are you going to do with that thinking? Thinking has to have an outlet, has to create something, to do something. And if not, then we have to lose that thinking. We have to just let it go. So if we're constantly in a state of emotion in relation to regret and guilt and things that happened in the past, that's locking in a lot of energy and tiring us. And this is why that nobody can explain, the medical authorities can't explain, but they're saying, stress and this kind of emotional states are part of the cause of quite serious illnesses. They can't actually prove it as such, but traditionally we know that's true. The Chinese study of medicine is based on the 5 elements, and the 5 elements, there are 5 emotions associated with those 5 elements. There are 5 organs, internal organs, and state of health associated with those 5 elements, and so on. And so we have the 5 elemental theory of Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine. So that's been going on for thousands of years. So that in that sense, traditional medicine is a connection. So, if you like to become stronger, to become more powerful, we need to disperse our emotional state. That is nothing to do with our feeling. Feeling is something that comes deep within you that you can't really express. So you can always tell an emotional feeling from a genuine feeling, because if you've got a genuine feeling about something, you can't explain it. You're sitting outside and you see something beautiful in nature, you're looking, and you think, wow, this is fantastic. And somebody says, how do you feel about As soon as you try to think how you feel about it, it's no longer a feeling, is it? It's kind of like you've destroyed it because you can't really explain it. Do you want to explain it? It just feels good, it feels right. It looks beautiful. So, do you have to explain it? This is the kind of feeling we're looking for, this is the kind of balance we're looking for, and less of the sort of emotional reactions to things that we encounter. And if we can realise there's a difference, it's important. Now, through the meditation, we can actually realise there is a difference between the two feelings, because when we go into the meditation, we are actually not thinking about all those other things on the outside. That is our objective. And we're just connecting to what we feel within ourselves, our sensations, within our mind, our body, and so on. How does it feel? And if our eyes are closed, we're almost imagining sitting in a beautiful setting on a mountain or by the sea or whatever, and we can perhaps internalize that visual imagery into a feeling as well. So we want to encourage that. Less thinking about, more feeling about what's going on, more connection with the nature of things. At the same time, there is within us emotional state, because it's we can't get away from it, because I'm the same. You go out and something's probably going to press your button and you get a bit angry. You feel it coming. You feel it coming. You feel it welling up. I recognise this. I need to release this. It's no good. Sometimes we can avoid it, but not always. So there's always stuff, emotional stuff, that needs to be freed up. And so there are things that will help to release that tension. So think of the emotion as a tension within the body, like a physical tension that you want to release. And we can release the emotional tension in conjunction with the physical tension. So in the first instance, when we start off, we'll be sitting like this, and we're kind of thinking, we're just putting everything down, leaving everything, sitting here, and all the things on the outside you're thinking about, all your circumstances, for the time being, in this room right now, they're just out of the picture. So in your mind, you think, out of the picture. It's not getting in this room. I'm just leaving, I'm sitting here, I'm not going to move, I'm not going to budge. Please yourself what the world does for the next few minutes, just sit here. And that's the fact. And then you breathe out. What a lovely feeling when you just, you can almost feel the inside dropping, feel the physical tension dropping and going down. And with that release, you also feel a sense of letting go even more, that kind of inner tension, that emotional tension perhaps. Sometimes we feel kind of shivering, or sometimes people have all sorts of reactions internally when they just let go. And then you don't force the breath in, just let the breath come in gently through the nose. Very gently. You don't make no effort to breathe in. So when we want to lose tension, we breathe out quite quickly, as if we're giving away. Here, take it. But when you breathe in slowly and gently. You don't want to grab the breath in. If you grab it, you create tension again. So you mustn't grab the breath in. You just, like a butterfly, catch it. Easy. Let it come. And then, after a while, we just sit with the hands like this, and we just sit and see how we feel in this position. And here, from an emotional point of view, as I said earlier, it's about everything that's happened in the past, is done with, it's finished, so we don't need to deal with that anymore. And the logic is, everything you've done in the past have got you to this moment, for good or for worse, good or better, whatever it is, you're here, it's brought you to this point, and that's good, isn't it? I mean, that's you're here, you're alive, you're survived. and you're ready to move on. So, in a sense, you're letting go of the past. You're coming here, it's just about the present, not even about the future, and how you feel at that moment. It's just like being a baby again, not a care in the world, sitting there, all you do is sleep, eat, and empty yourself. And then after that we come up to the stomach area. Now this area here is where we hold a lot of emotional stress and tension. So what we're going to do is massage ourselves gently with our hands like this, round and round in the tummy, slowly, slowly. And we're going around anti-clockwise. Breathe in and breathe out slowly in the circle. In, up, out, down, and just let everything settle nice and easy. And that will help to release and warm up. You know, putting warmth into something helps to release tension. Yeah. And then we're just going to turn the hands. And then from here, we're going to do another thing that helps to release emotional tension. We're going to do a bit of chanting. And we use the traditional Om, but we're going to focus on the actual sounds to help to release tension. So sound vibrates, releases tension. Yeah. So we're just going to open the mouth, ah, yeah, and then close it. So if we go, comes from here, yeah, you can feel it moving up. So it's really quite effective. So by that time we finish that, we then let the hands float as if everything, whoa, the whole world's lifted off your shoulders. Where's all that tension gone? You notice it because when your arms feel light and easy, and your chest and breathing is easy, something's gone. And it's not all physical. So we think, great, oh, I really appreciate that. So you bring your hands together as a way of just kind of appreciating that everything's good. Yeah. Feel good. And then you open your hands again. Another expression of freeing up and releasing. This time, it's about releasing anything that's left in your head, thinking you're releasing that. Yeah. And a nice little mantra we'll use today is we say to ourselves, please forgive me for any mistakes in thinking. The little word, which is basically saying that things that happen to us that tend to cause us anxiety and anguish is due to our thinking. So we're going to put the little mantra that excuses yourself and others for any mistakes in thinking. Yeah. And it's just a way of saying to your brain, you know, it's just, I was thinking incorrectly, or I misunderstood. You know that song, but please don't let, my intentions were good, but please don't let me be misunderstood. You know, that kind of idea. Our intentions are good, it's coming from the heart, but please don't let me be misunderstood. In other words, it's my thinking that gets in the way of my heart sometimes, the head in the way. And so then we bring the hands down, touch the finger and thumb, touch the tongue to the roof of the mouth, and we just sit and bathe in that beautiful experience that we've gone through. Yeah. And by touching and sitting quietly and breathing and smiling, and perhaps we come to that place where just for a short while at least we can feel completely free of all this sort of emotional tension and really feel without having to think about anything or explain. Yeah, that makes sense. And then after that, we'll just come back together at the end to finish up. Okay, good.